On here, I'd like to see you guys putting 4 pictures. So the way you do that when you're in the field is you want to click on your picture button here, and then you want to pull out your little writing. You want to click Control. You want to move your keyboard out of the way. Once you do that, then you're free to go find the 4 pictures that you want to put in there, and you hit Enter, and then you move your keyboard back and you close it down, and then you can grab the pictures and you can go ahead and put them where they belong. So there you go, you've got your 4 pictures, and then here you put your return picture. That'll be 1 picture in the return, and then here your heating picture. Okay, so that way you have 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures showing the AC registers. And I got it in the wrong box. They belong like that. There you go. Okay, so that's another thing that we added there to the condo inspection report. All this looks the same. Okay, section continued. This is very, very important. If you notice here, if I was to delete this 0 and this table now is not complete, and I was to calculate these numbers, I'm going to get the wrong number here. Why? Because it's only calculating this 700. From here up, there's a break and it's not calculating it. So if I put my 0 back in here and I hit the calculator button, it then changes it to 1400, which is what it's supposed to be. 700 here and 700 here. So what that means is that these tables are added up continuously. Okay, so if there's any break in the table, it will not add up correctly. This is very, very, very important. When you start putting in observations here, you start clicking observations, you're going to get to the point where you see here what just happened. You've got this visible ductwork is on one page, and the rest of it is on the other page. It used to be where we used to put our cursor here, and we would page break it, and then we would put in our section continued. Okay, if we did that, if we page break it, these numbers here will not get added up. So when you hit your calculator again, you'll see down at the bottom that it's just 700 because you put a break in the table. So that is not the way to do it any longer. There cannot be a break in the table. So the way that I've designed to do this is very simply, you want to put your cursor at the end of the header, whichever header it is that you want to put on the next page. You want to put your cursor and you want to click on the C button right here, and it's going to add a section continued, and then you simply hit enter, enter, enter until it goes to the next section. Okay, so the way you do it is you want to move the visible, you want to move this whole thing down to the next page. So right here after thermostat, you click C, it puts in section continued, click, 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 there you go. So you wind up with section continued, everything here blank, and then here's your section continued. Okay. Now if you were to add everything up again, well, it still adds everything up because this is still a continuous table. Okay. So again, let me demonstrate that for you again because it is a little bit confusing. You want to move this to the next page. You simply put your cursor at the end of the one before it. You hit C. That's going to put in section continued and a space, and it's going to bring the cursor right back up. So you simply, in the field, what you want to do is you want to grab your pad here, and you just want to hit enter until section continued is on the next page. Now, you have a situation where you want to move this to the next page. Well, you still do the same thing. You click here, same thing we used to do, and you just click here, CB, which means continued with a break, and it shoots it to the next page, and it puts section continued. I just put the word section continued and eliminated having to pick which section it is. It should be obvious what section it is, and that saves you guys another step. Again, so if you want to move this to the next page, you just hit CB, and it puts it in with a break. If that's not what you want to do, then if what you want to do is move within a table, so you're here in this table and you want to move this down to the next page, you put your cursor here, you just put C, and then you start hitting enter until you get to the next page. Here it's going to take a little while because we're not close to the next page. But that gives you an idea as to what exactly it is that you need to do to keep the tables all together. Now, in the appliance section, I've added something pretty cool. If you come here and you put your cursor between this section and the limitations section, and you pick AP, it's going to drop in appliance photos, and it's going to leave your cursor ready. You simply click on this macro and you pick your photos. Let's just pick 6 for now, and then you hit OK. It's going to bring them all in. Now what you do is if you put your cursor right beside the picture and you click all entries, it's going to have a list of different appliances. So you can just click broiler, and then you go to the next one and you can click dishwasher, the next one, freezer, simply click on the next one, microwave, oven, and then range. So you no longer have to write these. Then remember to always highlight the entire thing. By doing that, you get the little, you put the cursor where it turns into an arrow, you go across and you hit the PH button, photos, and it puts a nice orange frame all around the pictures. Look how nice that is. Remember, if you need to move this to the next page, you hit CB and it'll send it, section continued, ready to go. All right, so that is basically it. I'm not going to do a video for the home inspection because it basically works the same way. So a much nicer, cleaner report summary. Let me show you an inspection that I did yesterday with this new template so you can see what it looks like. Oops, trying to open the wrong thing here. All right, let's hide these pictures so you can see the main report. All right, so let's look at the report summary on this. How nice. So we've got a nice space here, as you can see, and then we've got our header here, our observation, our photo. Then we have a nice space, and then I'm going to click here so you can see it. Visible outlets, the observation, light fixture, and then total cost summary, a low and a high. Air conditioning, there you go, a low and a high. Section continued. Waste piping, we've got slow drain, a low and a high. Got a leak at the trap, slow drain, interior. Localized damage to the interior of the property. Section continued. Refrigerator kick plate is missing, a low and a high. So now if you go through and you look at these, you'll see the electrical section with right here. I needed to move the light fixture section over, so I put my cursor here and I pressed on CB, and then I simply just moved till I got to the next page. And there it is, section continued on the next page, and then it adds everything up correctly. Go to my air conditioning section. Again, I want you to put in these 4 photos. 1, 2, 3, 4. It shows that we took temperatures at different locations. So it's a much nicer report. Plumbing, remember, always put in whether we had good pressure and whether it drained correctly or not. Section continued. Here I did a regular section continued without being inside because I'm not adding anything up. I just wanted to move this section over to the next page. And there it is. Here's the bathroom section. Here's the interior section with the picture. Interior section. Now underneath the appliances, my appliance photos. And I've got them all in there. Section continued. There are all my appliance photos. And that's the end of the report. So as you can see, it's a much cleaner report summary, much cleaner report. It's going to take you less time to add everything up. You just click this calculator right here. It adds everything up. This button now takes you right to the top of the report summary, making your life easier. Thank you, and please remember to call me if you have any questions.